This is the News on 6 at noon.
Residents in Florida are dealing with a long road of cleanup ahead of them as they cope with the aftermath of Charlie. The search for a man wanted after a drug stop leads police to a body. And a Tulsa apartment was set on fire twice in 2 months. Fire investigators believe the same person may be responsible for both. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Glenda Sylvie. Topping the news at noon, cleaning up after Charlie. The search for victims of Hurricane Charlie continues while survivors are starting to pick up the pieces and sort through their losses. Punta Gorda was one of the worst hit areas. Jennifer Donnellan is there with the latest.
It's the first relief Charlie's victims have felt.
Ice on top of it.
Bags of ice and bottles of water, an initial quench in a thirst for recovery.
Whatever we don't use, we'll give to somebody else.
As cars lined up, National Guard troops filled their trunks.
I can't believe the response down here. One sure thing, this country really comes together when it needs it.
Charlie's wrath was fast and furious, but the cleanup is proving slow and painful.
I just feel like I don't know where to go or what to do.
Rescuers are still looking for survivors. The killer hurricane took at least 17 lives. And as workers search the rubble, they know that number may climb. With so much lost and so little hope, people are desperate for help. This is the Disaster Medical Assistance Team. They're helping the sick and the injured. With the hospital closed, they're handling the emergencies. Downed power lines and miles of debris are slowing the search for the missing. Officials say hundreds are still unaccounted for.
Safety is our foremost concern at this point. More people are killed after a storm than during the storm.
In hardest hit areas like the retirement community of Punta Gorda, there is destruction and despair as far as the eye can see.
Here's 14 years of my life gone.
Dollar damage to insured homes alone could top $11 billion. One victim called the situation, quote, as close to hell as I can think of. Jennifer Donnellan, CBS News, Punta Gorda, Florida.
Some Oklahomans are stepping in to offer their help to those hit by the hurricane. Frank and Avon Monks and 2 other volunteers are in Florida with emergency response vehicles. They left almost immediately after the hurricane hit. More volunteers are on their way to Mobile, Alabama, where they'll find out where they're assigned. The volunteers could be gone for several weeks. Really a tragedy.
And we're pretty fortunate. It could have been a lot worse. That was a very powerful hurricane, too.
So I hear.
Well, good news for us is the weather is still below normal temperature-wise and above normal rainfall-wise. We are seeing some sunshine finally breaking through on the SkyCam network. Normally in August, sunshine means much warmer weather, but today still close to 10 degrees below normal. Here's a live look at Warren Viper 3D. You can see we still have some shower activity, most of it to the north of the Kansas-Oklahoma border, but we've seen some sprinkles even through the metro area. Take a look at future view because we'll keep things a little unsettled through the day today. High 85, normals 93, 94 or so, so we are still well below normal. Cold front's going to make a run at Oklahoma tomorrow, but it'll stall out, weaken, be stationary by the end of the day. We'll stay on the hot side of things, the relatively hot side of things, I should say. 89 for your Tuesday high temperature. We're going to make a run back into the 90s, but only for a couple of days. We can get through that.
Wow. All right, sure. Thank you, James. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is looking into the weekend death of a Sapulpa man. Sapulpa police say 25-year-old Darrell Wick died after he fell through a glass door and cut his throat. Witnesses say the police officers pulled him through the glass door. The officers were at the house because they had arrested Wick's cousin. Sapulpa police say 2 officers are on suspension while an internal investigation is underway. Tonight at 6, News on 6 crime reporter Larry Fulbright talks with the victim's family and also takes a look at why an officer washed down the scene, possibly washing away evidence. Tulsa police are searching for a man who ran from them during an overnight drug stop. It happened around midnight when officers tried to stop a car near East Queen. Officers say when they approached the car, the driver dropped crack cocaine in a soda bottle and ran off. He left his female passenger behind along with his ID. They searched the area, but the suspect got away. A warrant will be issued for his arrest. That foot chase led police to an abandoned house on North Madison. Police say the house is known for drug activity and they thought the suspect went inside to hide. They found more than they expected when they began looking around the house.
They discovered a body in there that was decomposed and was at least several days deceased. At this time, we're investigating it as a possible homicide.
Authorities say the state medical examiner will have to determine the exact cause of death and how long the man has been dead. The victim's name has not been released. 4 people have been arrested following a stabbing death at a birthday party over the weekend. It happened at the fairgrounds in Muskogee. Police say 20-year-old Guillermo Hernandez died after he was stabbed with an unknown object. 2 others were hospitalized. If you have any information about this crime, you're asked to call Muskogee Crime Stoppers at 918-682-COPS. 2 Tulsa teens are in trouble with the law this afternoon. Officers responded to an intrusion call at Peary Elementary School overnight and found 2 teenagers inside. They'd apparently gotten in through an open window. Both juveniles will likely face burglary charges. For the 3rd time in a month, an inmate has escaped from the Jackie Brannon Correctional Center in McAllister. This time, it is 33-year-old Scott Robinson who's reported missing. Robinson was serving 2 20-year sentences for armed robbery and a former felony conviction. He turned up missing in a head count over the weekend. Robinson was last seen wearing gray sweats. The other 2 men who escaped over the past few weeks have been recaptured. Fire investigators want to know why someone has set the same apartment on fire twice in 2 months. They want to stop the arsonist before someone gets hurt. News on 6 crime reporter Lori Fulbright has details in this week's Arrest Arson Report.
Fire investigators gave us these pictures taken at the scene of the second fire. It happened on July 25th around 11 p.m. at 7800 South Victor. The first fire here happened on June 5th.
There was multiple fault points of origin, several fires set in different locations. Once again, this is the second time this has happened. It caused about $14,000 damage to the structure.
Nobody was home during either fire, but the way they were set is similar enough to make investigators believe the same person did both fires.
I'm not really sure exactly why this may be taking place, if someone has made someone mad or for some reason, but 2 attempts. We don't want a 3rd attempt.
Fire investigators say the arsonist may be set on hurting whoever lives in this apartment, but if the fire gets out of control, other people could also be hurt. Lori Fulbright, the News on 6.
If you have information about this case, you can call the Arrest Arson Hotline, 596-2776. You don't have to say who you are, and if your tip leads to an arrest, the Citizens Crime Commission will pay you a cash reward. NBA star Kobe Bryant is due back in a court today for a pretrial hearing. But some legal experts don't believe the trial will go forward. They say too many things have gone wrong with the case, including the posting of sensitive court documents on the internet. Just last week, Bryant's accuser filed a civil lawsuit in court asking for unspecified damages. Bryant admits he had sex with a hotel employee, but insists it was consensual. Michael Jackson is also due in court today. Some fans have already lined up outside a California courthouse to wait for the pop star and his family to arrive. Jackson decided to attend today's hearing when he learned that Santa Barbara County District Attorney Tom Sneddon will take the stand. The hearing will help sort out what evidence will be allowed during trial. Because of a strict gag order, neither side will talk about the proceedings. Jackson has pled innocent of the charges in his child molestation case. Middle school students are suspended more often than high schoolers, and many educators struggle to find a solution to that. One Tulsa school is taking action this semester in hopes of preventing the problems many middle schoolers face. That story is coming up. And many women have a weakness when it comes to shoes. A little later, we'll check out the world's largest trade show and take a look at the hottest trends.
This is the News on 6 at noon with Glenda Sylvie and meteorologist James Adelot.
There's a leak hiding here somewhere. But where is it? You can find hidden leaks the old-fashioned search and destroy way. Oh, not there. Ouch! Yeah. Maybe one more bash. Not the best choice? Then find hidden leaks our way. The clean, easy, high-tech way, without destruction.
American Leak Detection.
A message from the law office of Victor R. Owens and Associates. Injuries to the cervical, thoracic, or lumbar spine can be life-altering events. If you've suffered a herniated disc or required spinal fusion due to a work-related injury, call Victor R. Owens and Associates and ask for this free brochure, Workers' Compensation and the Injured Workers' Rights. Get the knowledge you need to protect yourself. After all, it's your livelihood at stake. Victor R. Owens and Associates, attorneys at law.
Through advanced technology, we're connecting more patients to physicians and specialists than any other healthcare provider in the state. Hillcrest Healthcare System. Imagine what tomorrow will bring. This year, we'll welcome more babies into the world than any other hospital in Oklahoma. That's over 4,000 happy birthdays. Hillcrest Healthcare System. Imagine what tomorrow will bring.
Guess what? I can do it. I can hit the beach. I can play volleyball. I can even wear a two-piece. Because thanks to LA weight loss, I lost 44 pounds. I can eat that. I can eat that. I can definitely eat that. I can shop for fun. And I can throw that away. I can turn heads. My friends cannot believe it, but I can.
Now only $7 per week. Call today. LA Weight Loss Centers, 1-800-526-SLIM.
What do Oklahomans think about the economy, gambling, the war? I'm Terry Hood, the News on 6. In this pivotal election year, with the balance of power up for grabs, the News on 6 and the Tulsa World bring you the Oklahoma Poll, a scientific statewide survey, first-hand information on issues that matter to our state and our families. Watch for the Oklahoma Poll and our special reports.
Anchors who cover the news know the news. The News on 6.
Tulsa middle schools have the highest rate of suspensions and discipline problems in the district. Middle school suspensions outnumber high school suspensions by almost 2,000. And one Tulsa school is trying to do something about it. Reporter Ashley Sims tells us they think the solution doesn't lie in middle school, but in elementary.
Many sixth graders will walk into a whole new world this year. New building, new teachers, new rules. But these sixth graders are in familiar territory. They're spending a little more time in their elementary school.
We asked to become a school of choice for sixth grade, and that wish was granted.
Principal Judy Feary says she wanted to keep her sixth graders because she noticed a disturbing trend.
Children left here who were doing well and went on into the middle school, and they were having a lot of suspensions, a lot of dropping out, even in the middle school.
Middle school years are becoming the crucial time for educators when they win or lose students. And educators say some sixth graders just aren't ready for the peer pressure and added responsibility of middle school.
We wanted to keep our children here. We felt like we could give them that guidance and give them more freedoms more gradually so they could be successful in handling those.
Even with third and fourth graders just around the corner, Kendall Whittier is trying to give its new class of sixth graders some special privileges and new responsibilities so they're not missing out on middle school altogether.
One sixth grade responsibility, acting as a role model for the 4-year-olds.
The older kids get to be a mentor, they get to be a leader. It really helps boost their self-esteem and their confidence.
And the little ones really admire their big reading buddies.
And they become the hero of these young 4-year-old students that we have. You know, anytime they see them in the hallway, it's, hey, you know, there's my buddy, and it makes them feel good.
Good feelings that Kendall Whittier's teachers hope will keep these sixth graders interested in school. Ashley Sims, the News on 6.
Kendall Whittier's principal says the research proves that keeping sixth graders in elementary school works. She says they show fewer discipline problems and higher test scores than their peers in middle school. If this year's program works, she hopes to keep her students through 8th grade. Things seem to be warming up a little, but the weather is still far from normal for August. James lets us know what's ahead next.
In just a few minutes, you can reach the doctor on call. The phone numbers are 460-KOTV, 1-800-447-KOTV, or pound 66 on your U.S. cellular phone.
I'm a bargain shopper, except when it comes to my eyes. When I decided to have LASIK vision correction, I didn't want the bargain basement price. I wanted the best eye care available. And that's exactly what I got at TLC Laser Eye Centers of Tulsa. At TLC, you get a complete team of doctors of over 500,000 LASIK procedures. So you can bargain shop for the low price, or you can call TLC for the peace of mind that money just can't buy.
Call today to attend a free LASIK lunch and learn. TLC Laser Eye Centers, the best in sight.
Tulsa, it's Toyota's store-wide savings event. Come in and make your best deal on any Toyota car, truck, or SUV. Drive away in the Toyota you've always wanted with the savings you waited for. During early closeout, get $1,000 rebates on Highlanders, $1,000 rebates on rugged 4Runners, or save on 4Runner with 0% financing. Don't miss this huge savings event at Jim Norton Toyota and Riverside Toyota in Tulsa and Dunge's Toyota in Bartlesville.
On today's News on 6 Community Calendar, donate school supplies and clothing through Project Spirit Supplies and help area children get off to a good start. Joyce Buckner will be at the Tulsa Garden Center from noon to 1 August 18th so that you can learn how to dry tomatoes even in the winter months. Join the News on 6 in supporting these community events.
No matter what the circumstances are, you can walk in victory in your life. That is, if the right person is at the center of your heart. Jesus Christ is always victorious. He defeated every enemy: death, hell, the grave, the devil. On the third day, he was raised from the dead. The Bible says that when we call upon the Lord and invite him into our heart, he comes to live inside of us. That means if Jesus is living in you, the same victory that he won becomes your victory. What a miracle that we get in on his triumph. How? You believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. You confess him as your Lord and your Savior. Today's a great day to do it. And I've got a free book to help you understand. It's called Faith with Corresponding Actions. You can call the number right there on your screen.
It can cost $100 or more to send a child back to school, and for some families, that's just out of reach. But you can help send students back to school with the tools they need to succeed with the News on 6 and Project Spirit Supplies.
Donate school supplies, new blue jeans, or make a cash contribution at any Tulsa Teachers Credit Union location. Support Project Spirit Supplies. This segment of the News on 6 at noon is sponsored by Clear Tone, a scientific breakthrough that's soft and flexible. Try it for free right now at Clear Tone. Meteorologist James Adelot has the American Meteorological Society's seal of approval.
Well, here we are starting another amazing weather week.
It's just incredible, Glenda.
It is.
Keep living right.
I'm trying.
It's not me, because we'd be having 110 if it was up to the way.
Do tell.
I know. Take a look at the Skycam network as we look out over southwest Tulsa, and we're kind of looking from I-44 and Highway 75 back toward the northeast gate of the Turner Turnpike, the Sapulpa Tulsa gate there. And you can see we do have a little bit of sunshine coming down, but we also have some clouds, in fact mostly cloudy skies in parts. Here's a look at some rain activity. This is Warren Viper 3D. Widely scattered showers just kind of peppered around eastern Oklahoma right now. They become a little more numerous through south central Kansas, El Dorado, back through the Wichita area right now. Nothing too heavy or severe, but some very brief, very local downpours from time to time. A little thunder, a little lightning, but nothing severe. Take a close-in view of the metro area right now. This is Warren Live Radar. We've seen some shower activity around Mounds and Liberty Mounds, Bixby and the Leonard area, extreme southern Tulsa County, other sprinkles through parts of Bixby and Broken Arrow as well. And right now, just getting close to Highway 75 in southwestern Washington County. Also a little cluster of showers between Pawhuska and Hominy on Highway 99. That's all moving toward the east. Let's take a look at our temperatures in the metro. And again, you kind of see that clouds and sun mix we have working. 80 in Hominy and Cleveland, 79 Owasso, 74 in Bixby and Broken Arrow, 77 degrees Coweta and Claremore. Downtown Tulsa, we're sitting at 78 degrees, 77 around Sand Springs. Broaden that view out. We have some low 80s. Again, these are about normal for lows this time of year, but instead we're seeing them already halfway through the day. We'll probably add about 5 or 6 more degrees on the end of these temperatures, so we'll top out most of us in the mid-80s. 75 right now around Stillwell, Salisaw 81 degrees, Tulsa 79, 79 Bartlesville 81, Pawnee and Merrimack. Here's a look across all of Oklahoma. And you can see the shower activity a little more numerous across Kansas than in Oklahoma, but we still have those scattered areas of shower activity. And again, kind of a clouds and sun mix in eastern Oklahoma. Further west, we get into more sunshine. 80 now in Gage, up to 88 in Altus. And we may see upper 80s to near 90 degrees return in our forecast by tomorrow. Check things around the country. Again, you can see a little swirl in the cloud cover over Nevada. That is, well, represents a little bit of upper level energy that may contribute to our weather being a little unsettled toward week's end, but it'll take a while for any kind of instability and a front to move in. This front to our north is dropping our way, and it'll move in here probably into southern Kansas at least by late tomorrow. It'll stall out and probably won't make it into Oklahoma. The East Coast, still some shower activity in the northeast. Florida finally drying out just a bit, but they'll still see some of those afternoon pop-up thunderstorms in Florida. Here's a look at future view as we track our weather not only today, but tonight, tomorrow. On your way home today, 85 degrees, still about a 20 or 30% chance of a shower around. Overnight, 69 degrees, and there's that front stationary in southern Kansas. May trigger a couple of showers or a thunderstorm. Missouri, back into southern parts of Kansas. I think right now Oklahoma should stay dry tomorrow. 89 degrees. We're climbing with the temperature. 85 this afternoon. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Check out the next 6 days because we'll see those temperature readings most likely staying up to around 89, 90, 91 degrees for the next 3 or 4 days. We will see increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms as a stronger front moves in. Instability drops our way from the west. 40 to 50% chance of rain Friday and Saturday. Glenda, we keep getting rain like this. The landscape stays green and not dried out and warm.
I think we're going to coast, aren't we?
I think we're just dropping it in neutral and rolling downhill to September. You're right.
All right. Thank you, James. Pregnancy causes a woman's body to go through a variety of changes. Some of the most obvious occur with the skin. A look at what's being done to help next in the checkup. Plus, KOTV brings you our psychiatrist on call, 460-KOTV or 800-447-5688. We'll be back in a moment with Dr. Jim McAdams to take your questions.
Bring more color to the sounds of life with the revolutionary new PAC hearing device from Cleartone. Can you see the PAC instrument? Cleartone's new patented design is nearly invisible. Even up close, no one will know it's there. The PAC leaves your ear canal open, and it's soft and flexible for incredible comfort. There's nothing like it, and you can try it out free at Cleartone, because life should sound great.
He wants her to spice it up.
Cute and uncomfortable.
I would just like to add some BAM!
Oh my God. Sticky situations. What to do next, Oprah.
Monday at 4 on Channel 6.
What did I lose? Just about everything that mattered in my life.
If an accident has taken away the life you used to lead, let Car & Car help get what you deserve. Call Car & Car today at 747-1000.
For local news, weather, and sports online, visit our website at KOTV.com.
Are your dentures more than 10 years old? Have you noticed excessive wrinkles around your mouth and a natural underbite, excessive use of adhesive and bad breath? Call Dentures and Dental Services, 266-2906. Call today for your free denture consultation. Dentures and Dental Services, the area's oldest denture clinic. Located on historic Highway 66 in Catoosa, our in-house laboratory can provide you with dentures in one day. Dentures and Dental Services, 266-2906. Call today.
At Excite Homes, we have an endless pursuit of excellence. Jim always meets those needs.
The type of clients we deal with, they're very impressed with the quality of work we do. That is why we have chose to work with Jim at Premier Wood Floors, is because of the quality of work and how he deals with the customers. We're very impressed with that, and the customers are very happy, and that's what we want, happy customers.
Call Jim at Premier Wood Floors, 633-5172.
4 winners are in the final showdown. Marva, Jason, Sonia, and Gabriel think that they can win it all. Now, round 5 will introduce the final competitor. 5 singers will step on the stage with 1 chance to win. For Jock, Rachel, Josh, Amanda, and Patricia, it all rides on this performance. What will the judges say, and who will the audience choose? Don't miss round 5 as the battle continues. Tonight at 7. Give Me the Mic, sponsored by These Friends and the News on 6.
Our psychiatrist will join us in just a moment, but first our checkup. Everyone talks about the pain of child labor, but pregnancy comes with all kinds of surprises during those 9 months. Hormones fluctuate, the body changes, and so does the skin. But now doctors have new weapons to fight problem skin during pregnancy. Dr. Sean Kniff explains.
It works well for a lot of Elizabeth Cook is having her first baby, and she's having problems with her skin. She's developed acne, and she's starting to see stretch marks.
They're not attractive, to be honest, and I don't think that, any pregnant woman, wants them.
According to dermatologist Dr. Greg Wilentz, pregnancy often leads to problem skin.
Probably the three most common we see are acne, melasma, or the dark spots women get on their face, and stretch marks.
And unfortunately, many standard treatments like antibiotics and benzoyl peroxide can't be used during pregnancy because there's a potential harm to the fetus. But now that's changing.
Recent advances in dermatology are now allowing some doctors to combat those skin changes seen with pregnancy. For instance, some doctors are using dermabrasion to do away with stretch marks.
A lot of women said they like this because it tickles their belly and the baby's moving.
The baby's moving.
Dr. Walentz has been using dermabrasion on his pregnant patients as a prophylactic measure. It doesn't get rid of them, but it does make them less visible. It also works for melasma and acne. Plus, there are some things expectant moms can do.
Keeping the skin elastic and hydrated can really slow down the fact that the skin is stretching without hydration.
And slow your weight gain. And even weight gain, about 27 to 30 pounds, is about right. Dr. Sean Kniff, CBS News.
It's Monday. That means our doctor on call is a psychiatrist. We welcome back Dr. Jim McAdams from Laureate, which is part of the St. Francis healthcare system. Glad to have you with us as always.
Good to be here.
Let's take our first caller from Tulsa. Go ahead.
Yes.
Hi.
My question is, I have a problem with crying all the time, easy. And my brother and my sister says that it's not normal for anybody to cry like that. And they say I can control it. But is it unusual for a 57-year-old woman to cry that easy? And I mean, I cry. And when I get crying, I cry because I cry.
Right. Well, I can certainly tell that you're having a difficult time right now, and certainly, no matter what your age is, to be crying uncontrollably for long periods of time would not be considered normal. My concerns would be that your tearfulness might be a sign of depression. You know, if you're having that tearfulness with sadness associated with it, loss of energy, loss of appetite, difficulty with your sleep, loss of interest in things that used to be pleasurable to you, that might be a clue that depression could be the cause of this tearfulness, and maybe seeing your family doctor, seeing a therapist, seeing a mental health professional might be a good place to start.
All right, our next call is from Sapulpa. Good afternoon.
I was wondering if you could take antidepressants while you were pregnant.
Right. Antidepressants in pregnancy is always a controversial thing. Each of the antidepressants are safe in pregnancy across the board. However, there's no control studies in humans that absolutely can guarantee you that nothing goes wrong. You know, all the pregnancy data and all the pregnancy warnings are there. It's certainly something that you should discuss with your obstetrician, should discuss with your psychiatrist, so everyone can be on the same page, so everybody can feel that you're getting the best mental health care and that's safest for your baby.
All right, we have a Mounds viewer on the line. Go ahead.
Yes, I've been on Ambien and Zyprexa for quite some time, and I wonder if you can be on those too long and what the side effects are. I've been on them for several years.
Right. You know, as far as being on them too long, probably the answer to that is no. You know, Ambien is typically thought of as being used short term, you know, someone that can use it for 10 days to 2 weeks to kind of renormalize their sleep. But some people, regardless of what other medicines are on, still have difficulty with their sleep, and Ambien can be used long-term safely there. Zyprexa in the long term, depending on what you're taking the medication for, if you're taking it for a psychotic illness or a bipolar illness, long-term use of that is also safe. There are some things that maybe you and your doctor should talk about as far as blood work being done intermittently to make sure that everything is all right there. But certainly staying on these medications, if they're doing you some good, is something that you should consider and keep doing.
All right, next call is from Muskogee. Good afternoon.
Yes, I was wondering, I've been on antipsychotic drugs, lithium and Seroquel for a long time. Before these were prescribed, I've been tried on other things like Wellbutrin and all that.
Right.
Before that, I was taking something called L-tryptophan, and I loved it. It was great. I had no side effects. But I heard that you can't get it anymore, and it's not safe. I wondered
Right.
what you thought about it.
Well, tryptophan did have a lot of problems in causing people muscle breakdown. and muscle pain, and it was something that was warned against. It was typically used for people to help them sleep and such. So it's something that you probably should not consider taking anymore because of those reasons. Certainly the medications that you're on are very good for mood, are very good for the type of problems that may be bipolar or schizophrenia or whatever the underlying illnesses are. So, you know, certainly to not change your medications without talking who's prescribing them to you, and probably staying away from the L-tryptophan.
All right, that's all the time we have. Appreciate it so much,
Thank you.
Dr. McAdams. Extra security is said to be in place in Athens for the Olympics, but just how secure is the situation in Athens? A British tabloid journalist put the security to the test. What he found next. But first, here's a look at today's stocks.
You know, every so often, a package like this is delivered right to my door. I like to think of it as my lifeline. You know, I have diabetes. These are my testing supplies. I check my blood sugar, and I check it often. Liberty Medical makes sure I have everything I need when I need it. Now, you may not know this, but if you're on Medicare, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies may be covered, whether you use insulin or not. Liberty makes it easy. They bill Medicare and your insurance company, so you have no paperwork. You pay nothing up front. Your supplies are delivered right to your door, no charge for shipping. So check your blood sugar as often as you should. And call Liberty. They can help you live a better life.
For more information, call Liberty Medical at 1-800-741-4232. That's 1-800-741-4232. Call today.
For the current temperature and the latest forecast, dial 83-GILES.
There's a reason Kerr Country sells more RVs than any other dealer in the state. Price, selection, and service. The other dealers will say anything to keep you from deals like this 2004 Puma fifth wheel with Super Slide, only $17,995, or this 2005 Puma travel trailer for, are you ready for this, $8,888. That's right, for a 2005 Puma travel trailer, only $8,888, and only at Kerr Country, serving Oklahomans for over 20 years.
Are you diabetic? Do you have Medicare? Conditions like this have happened and can happen if you don't have proper footwear. This condition is serious, but Compton Orthopedic can help. Don't wait any longer. At little or no cost, Medicare will provide you with diabetic footwear. Compton Orthopedic specializes in diabetic footwear and can custom fit shoes just for you. Compton Orthopedic urges you to act quickly. Come in today and let Compton's help you. Having trouble getting around? Compton Orthopedic makes free house calls.
Politicians have the power to change our lives. That's why News on 6 anchors cover Campaign 2004 face-to-face, bringing you one-on-one interviews with the players so you can decide where they stand, putting political claims to the truth test so you can separate fact from fiction. And on Election Day, the News on 6 will tell you who's gained and lost power with the fastest, most accurate election returns. First-hand information, because anchors who cover the news know the news. The News on 6. This segment of the News on 6 is sponsored by Creek Nation Casino.
Sports and security are the talk of the Athens Olympics. But one journalist from a British tabloid says when it comes to security, it was easy to break through the billion-dollar operation. Manuel Gallegas has the story from Athens.
It's an embarrassment to Olympic security officials. A British tabloid reporter claims he was able to plant suspicious-looking packages around the main stadium before opening ceremonies